Hey, what's up, guys? This is Mike from True Business Review, and I'm joined with Dan today. Dan, what's up?
What's up?
And this is going to be the Super Bowl prediction video. Big warning, make sure you go check out the other, four previous videos leading up to this. We started with the teams making the playoffs, then we went wild card, divisional round, conference round, and here we are today with the Super Bowl predictions.
Look at the top right. Look at the top right. You can go click those videos right now.
That's right. Make sure you go click those first if you are a new viewer. If not, you've been here. If you've watched all the videos, you're a true fan. And bam! There's the bracket. You know how we got here. These are the teams in contention. I went through painstakingly, predicted every single team's schedule, and I have a record for every single team. And by doing that, I predicted the playoff bracket. So I'm just going to talk about how we get to this moment of this Super Bowl matchup that you can see on the screen. So we started off in the NFC with the number 7 seed Cowboys playing the number 2 seed 49ers. The Cowboys with a record of 10-6 playing the 49ers 12-4. The Cowboys are horrible. I think, in my opinion, who knows if Dak Prescott holds out. I doubt it, but I don't see the Cowboys beating the 49ers. 49ers advance. Cardinals versus Eagles. It's in Philadelphia. I see the Eagles going 2-0 against the Cardinals this year. I see the Eagles advancing. Seahawks versus Lions, that's right, Detroit Lions. The Cinderella story of 2020. The Tennessee Titans of 2020. I see the Lions beating the Seahawks in Detroit because of home field advantage. If it wasn't Seattle, things might be different, but I have the Lions advancing. Next up, on the AFC side, we have the 7 seed Broncos against the number 2 seed Kansas City Chiefs. AFC West matchup, Kansas City Chiefs beat the Broncos because the Chiefs have a better offense, more explosive. Next up, we got the Colts and Bills. This game is in Buffalo. Bills are going to be a stacked team this year. Bills win easily. Phillip Rivers washed up a little bit. Not as much as Ben Roethlisberger, but washed up. Next game, speaking of Ben Roethlisberger, is the Titans and Steelers. Let me check where this game is. This game is played in Tennessee, and the Tennessee Titans will win. Obviously, Pittsburgh has a really strong defense, but I think that their offense is going to be their downfall in this game, and the Titans advance. Next up is the divisional rounds. We got Seahawks and 49ers. This game's in San Francisco, but I think the Eagles will easily win this game. I think the 49ers are going to take a step back this year. They're still going to be 12-4 because of a pretty easy schedule, but I see the Eagles beating the 49ers because of their explosive offense and a really good defensive line. Next up is the first seed New Orleans Saints against the Detroit Lions, and the Cinderella story has to end at some point. And with the Saints having a bye and their huge home field advantage, the Saints are going to win this game with ease. Obviously, Dan thought otherwise. What do you think, Dan, about this game?
I disagree with every pick you've made so far, so I'm just going to put it out there. But
all right, what about
Saints should win, though.
All right. And then going to the other side, for the AFC, we have the Kansas City Chiefs and Buffalo Bills. Huge upset, maybe the biggest upset to this point, besides maybe Detroit Lions. We have the Buffalo Bills going to Arrowhead and getting revenge on the Kansas City Chiefs. I have the Kansas City Chiefs losing to the Bills in the regular season in Buffalo, and I think they will also lose in Arrowhead. Buffalo Bills advance, big upset. Then we have Ravens-Titans. History does not repeat itself. Titans got lucky last year. The Ravens came out flat, and I think they're going to be they definitely probably got a beat down from their coach. I think the Ravens are going to come out a lot more explosive, and they're going to come out with energy and beat the Titans in advance. Now we're in the conference rounds, Saints and Eagles. I have Eagles losing to the Saints in the regular season at home, and I don't think they're going to beat them in the Metrodome as much as I want them to. Saints are going to advance to the Super Bowl to be one of the 2 Super Bowl teams. Other side of things, we got the Bills and Ravens. Another big upset. The Bills are going to be a really big contender this year. I predicted their record for the season as, 12-4, and I think that they're going to slide through the playoffs, beating teams with a lot of unexpected results. Some people might think they might have lost. The Bills are going to beat the Baltimore Ravens in Baltimore. They're going to upset the number 1 seed and advance to the Super Bowl. So on the NFC side, we have the 1 seed Saints that were 14-2 against the 3 seed Buffalo Bills at 12-4. And here we are at the Super Bowl matchup. So I guess let's just start things out. I'm going to talk about, we'll start out with the Buffalo Bills. Why not? The Bills, I like the Bills this year. I'm high on the Buffalo Bills. The AFC East is obviously wide open. I would bet $1,000 the Buffalo Bills make the playoffs and win the division, unless maybe the Patriots get a better quarterback like Cam Newton. We'll have to see. In my opinion, heading to the regular season, the Bills are the fifth best team in the NFL and the third best team in the AFC. But I think that they're going to really develop into a stronger team. Stephon Diggs, Cole Beasley, John Brown, they're really solid players. And then obviously on defense, we got Jordan Poyer, one of the most underrated safeties. Micah Hyde, another above-average safety who deserved to be mentioned. Tremaine Edmonds is a really good linebacker, selected to the Pro Bowl. Led this team with 115 tackles, 2 sacks, interception, and a safety. They have another Pro Bowler on defense too. You might have heard of him, Tre'Davious White. 6 interceptions in 2019. Established himself as the top corner in the league. With White and Edmonds on defense, this team is going to be tough to score if you're the New Orleans Saints. So what do you think about the Buffalo Bills defense, Dan?
So, yeah, this defense, of course, in my opinion, top 5 in the NFL. I think it'll probably stay the same next year. Like, same skill. It won't be bad. Be pretty good. And it'll win them a lot of games. Definitely win them a lot of games because I don't think their offense is going to be better. So we'll see.
And then if you look at the Bills' offense, like I said, the addition of Stephon Diggs, like it really just bolsters a really strong defense. They got I think Devin Singletary is going to be one of the league's best rushers in 3 years. Obviously, he learned under Frank Gore. He was his apprentice, you could say. I see this Buffalo Bills offense really being strong. The question mark here, so obviously if you look at the bracket, to get to this point, Josh Allen has to win some really big games. But how good is Josh Allen, a really young quarterback, going to do compared to Drew Brees of the New Orleans Saints in the Super Bowl? We'll have to see. X factor on the Bills offense. You're going to think this is funny. I just realized this. We got Stephon Diggs coming in, and guess who the Saints have on defense? My guy, Marcus Williams. I'm going to post a picture right here. We all know what happened in this play, and imagine if it happened in the Super Bowl again. So, anything about the Bills offense, Dan?
Yeah, so I'm low on the Saints. The Bills, honestly. I don't think their offense is going to be good. You're totally overhyping it. Devin Singletary is not going to have a good season. He's definitely not going to carry. And I don't think Josh Allen is clutch enough. Obviously, their wide receivers are going to be really good next season, no doubt about it. But Josh Allen is not clutch in good games. He lost to the Texans in Houston and had a 17-point lead. Come on now. You already know he's not clutch against good defenses, which is why I don't think he's going to go far in the playoffs. But if you're overhyping, if the Bills' offense is this good, it's all up to Josh Allen, no doubt about it. He's the key factor for this team. And if he doesn't perform to the highest standard that he can, then this team is not going to win the Super Bowl, but has a chance to win it.
All right, I agree with most of what you just said, but now we're going to look at the New Orleans Saints side of things. So obviously, one of my favorite additions of the offseason for this team was Emmanuel Sanders, because Michael Thomas, he's the number 1 receiver in the NFL because he gets 400 pass targets a game. Emmanuel Sanders is not only going to take some of that workload from Michael Thomas, so he might not have as great of a season fantasy football-wise, but he's really going to be more well rested. Sanders is going to take some of that coverage off of him. Sanders is going to get Sanders was used to being the number 1 guy in San Francisco. He'll be the number 2 now. He'll be facing worse cornerbacks than he used to, so he'll have a really good season, I think. So obviously they got Michael Thomas and Emmanuel Sanders as a stacked receiving duo. Then you look at their quarterback, running back, Drew Brees, Alvin Kamara. I said it right, Dan. So those two are obviously maybe the best at their position besides maybe Christian McCaffrey. Kamara's a really great running back. Drew Brees. Something interesting about Drew Brees, this could be one of his last years in the NFL if he makes it this far. Everyone likes a good retirement act, and there's nothing better than making the Super Bowl in your final season and just calling it quits after that because you feel accomplished. What do you think about this Saints offense, Dan?
Yeah, so the Saints offense is, in my opinion, 2 to 3 times better and more talented than the Bills offense. No doubt about it. You already knew Drew Brees is going to have another great season, have a great record, and with Michael Thomas obviously being one of the best wide receivers in the NFL, it just makes sense. That's offense going to have no problems with Emmanuel Sanders there because he's already a pro. And there's no doubt about it. This team's wide receiver, tight end, running back positions are just stacked. So this offense should be number one in the NFL next season. I can't see any other way. So this offense should be really good, and it should perform well in the Super Bowl if they make it there, of course.
Can't forget about Taysom Hill either.
Yeah, I know. But this could be another Peyton Manning situation where if Drew Brees does win the Super Bowl, he's just going to retire like that. He could play another 3 to 4 years, but could just retire in this game, so we'll see.
All right, the Saints' defensive side of things. This is where they might not match up well against the Buffalo Bills defense. So the Saints have a solid defense. They obviously rip Malcolm Jenkins joining the joining the New Orleans Saints. He's going to be a really strong addition to this team on defense. Obviously, Marshawn Lattimore is one of the league's top cornerbacks as well. So Jenkins and Lattimore, a solid duo on defense. And then, they got Cam Jordan, who's a really solid defensive end. But besides that on defense, this team's kind of lacking. Kiko Alonso, we really don't know what kind of a player he is yet. Janoris Jenkins is a little washed up. He had some of his best, quote-unquote, years in New York with the Giants. So I don't see that this I don't see that this New Orleans Saints defense might be strong enough to hold off the Buffalo Bills, but we'll have to see. What do you think, Dan?
All right, so you're pretending like the Bills are going to be good on offense, and I'm not saying they aren't.
Oh, they will.
But you're way overhyping them in this situation. But at the same time, yes, I do agree the Saints' defense is not good. I'd say it's probably number 10 to 15 in the league. There's so many teams that are better than them that, of course, are worse because they have worse offenses. But the Saints' offense is so good it can carry them. They don't really need a defense. I bet they're going to be like last year's Kansas City Chiefs, where if they're down by a lot, it doesn't matter. Their defense could clutch up, but their offense is just too stacked. And we saw this team give up crazy amount of points last season at home against the 49ers. They lost to the Vikings at home. Really, a lot of these games were just, come on, man. But it doesn't matter because this offense will carry them in this situation. But the downfall to that logic is the Bills' defense is very good. So if the Bills' defense outperforms, then that's a game over in my opinion. So, yeah.
All right, so is it time then? Is it the moment of truth for the Super Bowl winner to be revealed?
Obviously.
All right, the Super Bowl 55 winner and the team that you've been waiting this far to hear is going to be the New Orleans Saints. The Saints are going to emerge victorious in this game. As much as I want to give this game to the young Buffalo Bills, I think the veteranship of Drew Brees is going to lead this team to a victory. Drew Brees obviously might be his last season. Who knows where he's going to end up if he wins this game or if he loses. If he loses, I have no doubt he'll be back. But if he does win this game, he's a team captain on this team. He's gonna get all of his players ready. I think the Saints are hungry. The Saints always choke in the playoffs. And I think that with Drew Brees aging, I think he's going to whip his team into shape, especially with that first-round bye. They'll definitely be trying to do some stuff to make sure that they have the good team chemistry. On the other hand, on the other side of things, how will Josh Allen perform in his first Super Bowl? That's another key reason I give this win to the Saints. I can't see Josh Allen. He kind of shied away from all the spotlight. Besides the only really huge win I've seen him get is on Thanksgiving Day. That was a big win for him. But I can't see Josh Allen coming to the Super Bowl as a real young player and upsetting the number 1 seed New Orleans Saints as much as I would like to say that I could. What do you think, Dan?
All right, so do you believe that is bad logic? Because you do have them beating the Ravens and Chiefs in Arrowhead and in Baltimore, so bad logic there. There is no home field advantage in this game either. That it is in Florida. But at the same time, I do think the Saints should win this game. But if the Bills' defense does somehow shut down the Saints' offense, I do think the Bills will win like no joke. But like I said, The Saints offense is just too stacked. Too stacked to be stopped. It's common sense. And if they have a bad game, their offense has a bad game, then it's over. It's over. And I think that's a possibility because the Bills' defense is really good, but it shouldn't happen. So give the Saints the W in the Super Bowl. Drew Brees' second Super Bowl.
All right. So there you have it. If you've watched all these videos, you're a beast. Make sure to go check out the whole entire playoff prediction playlist of mine. And make sure to go check out Dan's playoff prediction playlist. He just released his Super Bowl video yesterday. So make sure to go check that out. Make sure you drop a like, subscribe, comment. Wrap it up, Dan.
Yeah, so please go watch my series if you haven't. Really appreciate all the subscribers. Let's reach 200 by the end of the week. Let's go. So please hit that bell, get those notifications when we upload. Really appreciate it. And that is it. So, thanks for watching. Adios.